As incidents involving young suspects and victims continue, Fox 45 News continues to press the Department of Juvenile Services when it comes to their use of ankle monitors to hold young offenders accountable. Fox 45's Mackenzie Frost breaks down the numbers and why more information from DJS brings up more questions.
We're here at the whiteboards to talk about some of the information that we've been able to get from the Department of Juvenile Services over the past few weeks. Let's start with ankle monitors. We now know there are two different types of ankle monitors. There's electronic monitoring and GPS monitoring. Both are largely the same types of equipment. Obviously, they're both ankle monitors. However, on October 24th, after I asked DJS, we got some more intel on just how many kids are on these two different types of monitoring systems. There were 105 kids on electronic monitoring and 118 on GPS. Now, also on October 24th, DJS Deputy Secretary Lisa Gary told me it was never the department's intent to mislead the public or its partners, adding, "I think we can do a much better job educating about who the kids are on the various levels of supervision. We haven't really taught the public as well as I wish we could. We are working on that now." Also on October 24th, Baltimore area defense attorney Jeremy Eldridge appeared on Fox 45 News in depth. During our interview, Eldridge explained the difference between the two different types of ankle monitors.
The first of which would just be like you carry your cell phone around. We can know your whereabouts, we know your location by hitting off different phone towers. The second way, community detention electronic monitoring, is really just being able to draw what I would call geofences. And these two things can be utilized differently to restrict the freedom of that juvenile.
So this new information had us wondering, how many staff members does DJS have right now monitoring these kids on ankle monitors? Well, on October 15th, DJS told us 12 staff members were monitoring kids on GPS. Notice, DJS never mentioned anything about electronic monitoring. So on October 28th, DJS tells us that there were a total of 59 staff members offering this type of monitoring support. Now, there is more of a breakdown. Let me explain. There are 12 staff members for GPS rapid response, 14 members looking at the community detention rapid response, and 33 community detention officers in each region of the state. That raises even more questions. Like, what's the difference between community detention officers and rapid response staff? And what's the threshold for a violation to reach the court system? These are all questions that we're just now asking the Department of Juvenile Services after we learned some of this new information. And when we get responses to these questions, we'll let you know. But what we do know right now, DJS Secretary Vincent Schiraldi stands by the use of these ankle monitors. Here's what he said during a recent interview.
And that's they're working 94.6% of the time, so 19 out of 20 times. I don't think that's a catch and release policy. There are lots of kids that get detained. There are some kids that get put on electronic monitoring, and there are some kids that go home. And most of the time, but not all of the time, because nothing's 100%, they don't reoffend.
While we continue to dig into this data, we do know that Governor Wes Moore has been largely quiet. The last time we asked him about this and the secretary, he says that everybody needs to work together to ensure communities across the state are safe. We've been able to peel back the layers of this information in part because of tips from people like you at home. If you have any information about what's going on inside DJS, you can reach out to me directly. Here's my email, mbfrost@sbgtv.com. We'll keep you updated as we learn more information about the juveniles under supervision at DJS. At the Accountability Desk, Mackenzie Frost, Fox 45 News.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's another video to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.